In addition to the ISBCC, the Islamic community has made great strides in building bridges between the Islamic, Judaic, and Christian communities. This past May, Mass Boston, the ISB, and Temple Israel of Cambridge organized a Muslim and Jewish interfaith discussion called Building Bridges, during which Muslims and Jews sat amongst each other at tables discussing the similarities between the two faiths. The objective of the conference was to help open doors for further cooperation between the two communities.
Welcome to the Imam Rabbi text study, Building Bridges to Learning. This is a program, the first session of the program that is being organized by the Muslim American Society in Boston, and with a lot of consultation and collaboration with the Mass Board of Rabbis and the Center for Jewish Muslim Relations. We're very happy to have you with us today.
Jewish and Muslim leaders both came up to speak at the conference. Imam Basuni of the ISB located in Cambridge speaks about the history between Muslims and Jews.
Come together as one community, to come together as a people of the same history, as a people who are sharing some of the great principles, some of the great foundations that Prophet Ibrahim started and built and established before. So we need really to have this kind of bridges.
Bilal Kaleem, Executive Director at Mass Boston, also came up to speak about the history between Muslims and Jews.
It seems as if we are in many ways walking in new territory in history, in the sense that Muslim and Jewish relations or Muslim-Jewish interaction has often been either, or mainly has been in a context where either Muslims are in a majority or Muslims are ruling, or in other, but it's been rare, if ever, that Muslims and Jews are both sort of minorities looking to kind of prosper in a larger society that is actually a plural society. It's not based on one faith. And I think, especially in that context, what Jews and Muslims in Boston are doing, and especially have been doing in the last year and a half, I think is perhaps actually, in many ways, is setting a number of precedents. And I don't want to make big of the few things that we're doing, but I still feel that we're doing a lot of good things, and it can perhaps set some precedents for the type of relationships and interaction that we want to improve upon here, but certainly even see replicated in many other parts of our country, and even indeed other parts of the world. Believed in that which has been revealed to us, as well as that which has been revealed to you, and that our God and your God are indeed one, and we are all submitting to Him.
Bilal Kaleem, in addition to being the Executive Director at Mass Boston, works for the Greater Boston Interfaith Organization, the GBIO.
According to its mission statement, the Greater Boston Interfaith Organization, or the GBIO, located in Upham's Corner in Dorchester, is a broad-based organization which works to coalesce, train, and organize the communities of Greater Boston across all religious, racial, ethnic, class, and neighborhood lines for the public good. Stephanie Colin, a rabbi at Temple Israel in Boston, is one of the co-chairs of the organization. She speaks more in depth about the function of the GBIO.
So, Greater Boston Interfaith Organization is really an organization made up of different faith institutions and labor institutions, and one, I just learned, business institution, Kiki's, in which the principles are faith-based community organizing or congregation-based community organizing. And the idea is that we are, of course, much stronger standing together than we are if we try to act alone. That Greater Boston can have, the citizens can have power if we organize around issues in which we have shared interests. So healthcare and education and housing and coming up on the bed, youth and safety and aging. And so issues where we find common ground, we believe that it's in our values to act for justice and repair where things are broken. And to be in relationship, we also feel it's our responsibility as as citizens, really, as human beings and as citizens, to have relationships with the decision makers.
With the help of Mass Boston, the Islamic community has used the GBIO as a tool to promote a more honest representation of Islam. The GBIO has helped the Islamic community build a common ground with members of other faiths. As a result of the interfaith work that GBIO has done, more people living in Boston are beginning to talk, ask questions, and gain a first-hand interpretation of Islam. Reverend Jeffrey Johnson of the First Congregational Church in Milton spoke about how educating ourselves about other faiths was the best way to build bridges. He also mentions how the rise of religious interest, particularly after 9/11, has both disadvantaged and benefited the Islamic community.
I would say there was a rise in religious interest after September 11th, 2001. Some of it was inspiring and some of it was a little frightening, because some of the religious expressions were, they were at the expense, let's say, of Muslims.
Over the past few decades, the Muslim community has grown and developed greatly. From having only one Sunni mosque in Roxbury, Boston now has over 10 mosques, not including the soon-to-be-completed ISBCC. The Boston Islamic community, like a mini Mecca, is made up of Muslims from countries all over the world. Muslims have begun to find their voices in the political and social scene in not only Boston, but in the United States. In the years to come, one can only hope the Islam in Boston will continue to flourish.
I end by saying Alhamdulillah, and I should have begun by saying Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation, and we leave you with this.
Assalamu alaikum.
Or may peace be upon you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.